Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So today we're going to be doing an Instagram Q&A. I have done a few of these in the past. I just find that getting the questions from Instagram are a lot easier than any other sort of social media platform. So if you're doing to get involved in these in the future and you don't already follow me on Instagram, I highly suggest you do, because that'll be the best way, or the only way really, for you to get involved in these Q&As. So I asked you guys on Instagram to send me over your questions, and a load of them come through, and then I select 10 of them from random, and then I answer them in this video. So again, like I say, if you're doing to get involved in the future, then follow me on Instagram, because I like to do these once every sort of month or two, so then you guys can get your questions in and you constantly get a chance of being involved in these kind of videos. But we're going to get straight into it. There's a decent mixed bag of questions here. Mainly football related. I do try to stay clear away from it a little bit, because a lot of my videos are football related anyway, but with everything that's going on at the minute, you know, I presume that a lot of them would have been football related anyway. So here we go. We'll get into question number one. I've written them all down because I'm an idiot. I could have just read them off my phone, but I decided not to. So question number one is by Jack_Young14, and he asks, what is your favourite Sunderland kit of all time? Now, I have actually answered this before in a previous video, but I'll answer it again because I absolutely love this kit and I'll quite happily answer it again. So my favourite kit was the sky blue away kit from the 2003 season, or 2002-03 season, I believe it was. It was one of my first away kits that I got when I was younger, and I used to live in that kit. I just absolutely loved it. It had the white shorts with it as well, and the sky blue socks, and it was just just a beautiful kit, absolutely beautiful kit, and I loved it. I've been considering buying it again, having a look around and seeing if I can get my hands on it again, because it really is just a gorgeous, gorgeous kit. So yeah, that's my favourite Sunderland kit of all time. Question number two. Now this is where things get a little bit depressing. Joe Herbert03 asks, is this season more depressing than the Championship relegation season so far? Funnily enough, I don't think it is, only because the Championship season for me, that was probably one of the most depressing seasons, or it probably is the most depressing season as a Sunderland fan myself since I've been alive. I mean, I've seen many relegations since I've been supporting Sunderland, but I've never experienced back-to-back relegations. League One was a completely new territory for me, and we went from, of course, being in the Premier League for a decade or so. We got relegated to the Championship, where Ellis Shaw wasn't really giving us, he wasn't giving us any money. There was countless players that were just completely disrespecting the club, not playing for the shirt, and it was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I was dreading every single match day. Every single match day I was dreading, and it was horrible. I mean, I was almost falling out of love with football that season, not just because we were losing, but just the manner in which our club, Sunderland, was being treated, and it was disgusting. So for me, the Championship season was definitely more depressing than this season. Of course, this season has its massive lows, but we didn't get relegated. Well, we haven't been relegated sort of last season again from League One, which I know isn't a massive achievement, but it's not like I'm suffering back-to-back relegations. Of course, we're currently in the lowest position Sunderland have ever been in, but we still have, in terms of the league table as I'm recording this video, there's still a very decent chance that we could go up. The football we're playing at the minute hasn't been great. The results haven't been great, should I say. But in terms of which one has affected me the most, in terms of how depressing they are, I think the Championship relegation season by far beats this one. Although, of course, what's happening right now is pretty shit. Kayton008 asks, who would you make captain, for your Sunderland dream team? Oh, that is difficult. There's been some great captains. I mean, Kevin Ball, absolutely love Kevin Ball. Obviously, Crathorne as well. But my captain for my Sunderland dream team would probably be Rory Mcalpine or Roxana. I know some people pronounce his name differently. I always say Canna. But for me, he just epitomised what I would want a Sunderland central midfielder to be. Aggressive, decent on the ball, he's full of passion, he leaves everything on the pitch, regardless of what the result is going to be or finishes. You know full well that man has left 120% on the pitch, and he was just an absolute beast, and I was gutted that he left so soon after joining us because I think he had family reasons or whatever that he did move away. But I absolutely loved the man. I absolutely loved him, and he was just everything I want a Sunderland central midfielder to be. Like I say, he's just a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, it'll be Lorik Cana, and it still breaks my heart to this day. It was probably one of my biggest Sunderland heartbreaks, that, to be honest with you, in terms of players leaving, because I thought to myself, he's going to be the sort of the vocal point of our centre midfield for years to come, and unfortunately he did go and leave for reasons that, you know, have been quite well publicised with his family or whatever it was. But yeah, it'd be Lorik Cana for me. Loved him. Liam_SAFC_1 fan asks, do you think Parky is good enough? Now for me, I mean, a couple of people actually asked the same question, but I can't really judge that right now, and I'm not copping out on this one because he hasn't had long with the squad. I'm pretty sure he hasn't even had a full proper week of training with the squad because there's been so many games coming thick and fast. He probably would have only got on the training pitch a handful of times with them, so there hasn't really been enough time for him to implement his tactics or his philosophies and what have you. And of course, we need to remember this isn't his squad essentially, because he's come in. Of course, we need to wait till January. So I can't really answer that question but I only did answer it because, you know, a few people did ask this a similar kind of question. So in terms of is Parky good enough, or do I think he's good enough? As of right now, results suggest no. But we can't. It's not really as black and white as that. There's a lot more to take into consideration. Like I say, he hasn't had enough time with the players, and it's a squad that he's had to inherit as well. So it's not something that he's customised, or he hasn't brought in his own players with his own ideas and stuff just yet. So I don't want to say really yes or no yet. It's not looking great, don't get me wrong, but I can't really say anything as of right now because he needs a bit more time. J.Helens asks, what is your favourite non-Sunderland YouTuber? Now, I have also kind of touched upon this briefly in other videos, but I do watch quite a lot of the mainstream YouTubers in terms of, like, you know, KSI and all the Sidemen, or some of them anyway. I do like watching the actual Sidemen channel. I think they make some very, very good content. I mean, individually, I don't watch too many of them, we'll say that. But in terms of what YouTuber or YouTube channel I watch most religiously, is the Game Grumps. The Game Grumps is what got me into watching YouTube in the first place. It's very simple how they just let's plays of different games, and I find them just hilarious. And they're a massive channel, and I've been watching them since they were relatively small, and I watch them pretty much every single day. Because I just think they're absolutely hilarious. So yeah, the Game Grumps is the non-Sunderland YouTuber channel that I normally go to. I just love my gaming channels as well. So yeah, Game Grumps, absolutely amazing. James.Hodgson asks, what's your favourite video/series you've made on your channel? Now, I'll do that two separate sort of things, because in terms of series, my favourite series is always the Career Mode series, especially when it first kicks off, because there's so much excitement about a new FIFA, where they ultimately let us down because EA are shit. But my favourite series is usually the Career Mode ones. I do like my Road to Glories. Of course, my FIFA 21 is going on right now. If you're not watching it already, then I'd highly recommend you do. I'm really, really enjoying that one. It's going really well. But in terms of what favourite videos I do like to make, I do like, and I really enjoy making the comedy skits. I know I've only done a handful of them, a couple of them. For example, my Simon Grayson one. A lot of people seem to enjoy that, and I get quoted on that quite a lot, and I get a lot of messages, and there's people doing or trying to do the same impressions as Simon Grayson, which of course it's an overly exaggerated impression, but I really enjoy making those videos. It's just quite difficult to do those sort of comedy skits a bit more regularly, because of course I need to tailor to what this channel is kind of based upon right now, which is obviously FIFA and then Sunderland, and then when you just throw random comedy skits in there, people are just like, what the hell is this? Although a large portion of you guys really enjoy it, and I do have a couple of ideas for some new comedy skits, which hopefully I should get out, not necessarily, or maybe relatively soon, we should see, but I do have a couple of ideas for comedy skits, and if you are excited and you do want comedy skits, then let me know in the comments down below, because I've got one that I think could be relatively funny. It's just there's a couple of sort of impressions / accents I think I need to brush up on a little bit before I do go into the comedy skits again. But yeah, so those would be my favourite kind of videos. I do love making comedy stuff anyway. That's always been my favourite thing off camera to do. I love comedy, so yeah, that's my answer to your question. Wayside_life asks, what is your favourite away day? Now that's an obvious one, and it was actually answered for me by someone else. I think it was SAFC Vision on Instagram. He immediately said, it's obviously Accrington Stanley, because that's the answer to the question. It's Aki away. Aki away is a way of life. Question number 8, Dan Burrell, 2005, asks, what is your greatest ever moment supporting Sunderland? Now, it's difficult to pinpoint a specific moment, but the best kind of moments for me, or the best moments in recent years, have 100% been the Derby days, because, and I do miss them, but when you win a Derby day, when you beat Newcastle, you get such a buzz for days and weeks on end, and I absolutely loved him, especially the 6 in a row. That was just absolutely class. I used to love Derby days. I still do love Derby days, but we just can't physically play them, can we, whilst we're stuck in League One? But the Derby days against Newcastle, some of the best moments you'll ever get as a Sunderland fan, particularly if you win them. If you lose them, not so much, but if you win them, then that's what football's all about. Your rivalries and everything that comes along with it, that's what football's all about. So yeah, I think the Derby Day victories are probably my best moments, and you get the most from as a Sunderland fan. But yeah, the first one of the 6 was of course brilliant, but the more you rack up, the better it feels every time. You think you get bored of it, but you don't. Even when it got to 6 wins in a row, you just don't get bored of it. You don't at all, and it's some of the best feelings, or best feeling I've ever had as a Sunderland fan. It's Ramos YT asks, what's your best / most rewarding YouTube moment? Now, it's Ramos, by the way. He is a Blackpool vlogger, so if you want to go on and check him out, you can do. You're more than welcome. He's a really good guy. But I think I'll answer them both separately, sort of my best and my most rewarding. I think the sort of most rewarding was probably when views started to come over to the channel, should I say. Because, of course, for the first sort of 2-3 months of me doing YouTube, of course, I got all the equipment. I was really excited. I thought, I'm going to become a YouTuber. It's going to be awesome. I did a whole sort of FIFA 17 series. It was towards the back end of FIFA 17's life, but before FIFA 18 came out. But I did a little series, and it was literally getting like 3 views per video, and they were probably all me, which is really sad. But I think because you put so much effort into these videos and you take so much time, and at the time I was learning how to edit and how to record and how I should come across on camera and just practicing really. So it's probably good that not many people saw it, and I think I've unlisted it now anyway, because they are pretty garbage when I look back at it. But not many people were watching, or no one was really. So the most rewarding thing is or the most rewarding thing that has come along for me is probably because I started off putting so much effort in, getting such little out. But then FIFA 18 came along, and I can remember it was the day of release that I uploaded my first career mode video with FIFA 18. And I made the video. I was rushing to get it uploaded because I wanted to get an early video out for when FIFA 18 had just come out. I did the Road to Glory again with Sunderland, or it was called Rebuilding Sunderland, that was it. It was called FIFA 18 Rebuilding Sunderland Career Mode, my first ever proper series on the channel. And I remember I rushed to get it out, uploaded it, and I had to go to work straight away. So I uploaded it. I didn't even look at my phone for a good 3 or 4 hours. And I quickly looked at my phone when I was at work. I think it was on my break or something. I looked, and it had like nearly 1,000 views. And I was like, shit. And I was like, this is it. This is it now. That this is when it's going to start. Which, of course, for a lot of people, that isn't very much. But in comparison to getting 3 views per video to nearly 1,000 in the space of a few hours, I was like, holy shit. And then I went from, I think it was like 3 subscribers or 4 subscribers, and it jumped up that night to like 100 odd subscribers. And I was absolutely shitting myself. I was doing the overnight shift at work, and I was just glued to my phone to see the views come in, to see the subs come in. And it was absolute insanity. So that was the most rewarding, because I put so much work into videos previously and got such little out of it. So that was the most rewarding. But in terms of the best moment for me, hands down, which I'm probably taking it down a little bit here, but my best moment was probably when I did come out and I made a video speaking about my problems and battles with mental health, because I was terrified. I was terrified to upload that video, but I thought it was necessary at the time, because I felt like I was acting out of sorts a little bit. At the time, of course, my head was all over the place, and I didn't want that to come across in videos, and people at some point were going to start questioning me. But I wanted to be as open and as honest as possible, and it could have gone one way or the other. People could have just shut me down and said, you know, all right, or not accepted what I was saying, but they didn't, and it was insane the amount of support I got. I uploaded that video and I was terrified. my heart was racing. The second it came up saying that YouTube video was uploaded, when I started talking about my mental health and my battles with depression and anxiety, I was expecting a real backlash, but I didn't. The amount of support that come flooding through, that literally within 10 minutes of that video getting uploaded, the amount of comments on YouTube was amazing. Instagram, I was getting messages, and same on Twitter as well. And I was so overwhelmed. I know a lot of people say that when they get a lot of support. It's a very YouTubey thing to say that I was overwhelmed by support, but I was genuinely overwhelmed to the point where I broke down into tears because I wasn't expecting that kind of reception and that kind of response. So I literally saw the amount of love that was coming through and care, and it just made me think. And I suppose it kind of ties into the first one, but saying that when the views come in, that's when the community started to build. And what it did, it made me realise what an amazing community we have built here on this channel, because we have such a caring, passionate, loyal group of people that watch the channel, and it was just amazing to see the amount of care and support that was coming through. And like I say, as soon as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 10 plus 100 messages started coming through, I just broke down into tears. I couldn't contain myself because I just thought, what an amazing group of people. And it really did. It really touched my heart. So that was probably my best moment. It just made me realise that there are really good people out there, and a lot of them are within this channel. So, so yeah, you guys are just absolutely amazing. But yeah, so that's my answer to your question, mate. The final question is by Rory Mcalpine, and he says, fancy a pint? Yes, mate. I'd absolutely love a pint, mate. But that will be the end of the video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Of course, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to get involved in these Instagram Q&As in the future, do be sure to follow me on Instagram, and I do them sort of once every month or two, like I said earlier as well. But if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively, massively appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sassy Army. But for now, you take care and stay jammy.